guys, welcome back for a new video.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time. And like a few other videos, we came here to... Okay, it's not to complain, but it's just to share the challenges. It seems like the challenges are the things we feel always the most attracted to share, because it seems like once you hear about them before facing them, maybe it makes it easier for you guys if you want to start a similar project to then not be so scared when you face them for the first time. So we were saying that lately we're facing a lot of doubt and uncertainties, and that if you're wanting to start a project where you want to grow food for selling or for yourself, and you want to also live on the land and stuff, you're gonna face quite some uncertainties. And those uncertainties, they take energy, because you're doubting about them, you're thinking about them, you're thinking, hey, is there a solution for this? Can I fix that? Can I do this? And then all those uncertainties, they start to really suck a lot of energy, and you realize you get tired and worried, and that's leading directly to burnout. And we're feeling a bit like those first signs that we're leading a bit that direction if we keep rushing too much.
It's funny because the season haven't even started,
Yeah.
and we're talking about that, but
Yeah.
it's just like the signs, the first signs of it, and the really the most tiring part is the doubt and self-doubt that what you do is not gonna work. Like, for example, now we're making some strawberry beds and preparing like quite much bigger surface than we thought we would. We were really saying we want to aim for the moon and land on the stars, so we were really trying to we're doing everything we said we would, but in ways that have to go from a prairie to like a productive strawberry field, strawberry beds. And it's not obvious because it's not evident to do that transition so quickly.
And it's more or less our first time.
It's our first time planting, for example, in this case, strawberries.
Yeah.
And then we are thinking to plant a lot of artichokes. And so we started planting a lot of seeds. We created this amazing homemade greenhouse using fresh wood chips, composting heat to heat it up. And it's amazing. It's like 11 degrees during the night, while outside is minus 11. So we had like crazy temperatures, like tonight, for example, was minus 10 and a half, minus 11. And in the greenhouse was 11 degrees. So, but another challenge is like that we're having so many rodents, so many mice. So I was also planting a lot of spinach, like I think close to 400 small plants. And they basically like ate all the seeds.
All of them, literally.
You could find all the shells of the seeds that I planted yesterday, and all on the surface. And we put them yesterday.
We made this amazing greenhouse, like creatively, like we got some like glass windows, like almost very cheaply, and we got all this like wood chips for free, and we're like, yo, this is amazing, we're so creative. And then we put those seeds in for one night. And now we were thinking about it, at this point we're aware that the mice are they're sharp. But we were like kind of hoping we would be okay. First night, bomb, they eat it. Oh, like, whew, they're not missing.
At least they didn't eat the artichokes yet, so we covered those.
Yeah.
And we've been dealing with mice already for a long time now in the yurt. Because living in nature, in a field, you're gonna have that problem. And they find ways. We really like spent sleepless nights finding ways to close everything right, but they find ways to come in. So we invested in a bucket. We don't really feel like killing them in traps that kills them, or like put poison or stuff. But what we do is catch them with a bucket, with a system that we can show, and they just fall in the bucket, and then we release them in the forest. So we already caught 3 inside the yurt. One escaped, jumped like so much of a bucket, and now we're upgrading to close it, and we're thinking to put one also in the greenhouse to catch them and to release
Yeah.
them.
But it's not magical because, for example, tonight they were walking around inside
Yeah.
and we didn't catch none. So they have to be attracted specifically by the trap, and it doesn't always happen. So
I think it just takes time, you know.
it takes a bit of time.
It
Yeah.
takes a bit of time. It was not also the first or the second. They were not
Yeah.
straight away. He needs to find it. It's not like so
Yeah.
obvious. But in the greenhouse, I think, you know,
Yeah.
we can try.
Yeah.
But so yeah, there's many challenges if you want to be the most natural possible and not really kill or, you know, like be, I don't know,
Yeah.
be so overpowering over nature and
Yeah. And then there's a lot of uncertainties that stack up, and they're on many levels. Like you have the uncertainties leading around the topic of living here, with like, okay, how do I get water? What's the quality of my water? How do I get like heat? How's my insulation? How is the cold? How is it for extreme winds? Like we got like 40 something plus kilometers an hour, and the whole yurt was like shaking, and at some point we even left because it was just too much. But the
it was
yurt
not. It
stayed fine.
sounds really dramatic, but
Yeah,
was mostly the sound of the plastic sheeting on top that
Yeah.
covers the tonneau, which is like the
the
rooftop
window,
with the
let's
windows,
say the top
because it's
window.
not waterproof. So when it rains and when there's strong winds as well, we close because it makes the air really cold, because actually through those windows it comes in a bit. So we would put this plastic sheeting, and this would be like, we tried to attach it with some what do you call it,
Well, I don't know.
tight with a thing.
ropes thing.
Yeah, and it was just still like flap, 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 flap. So that would be quite like violent. With they said like
Yeah.
for 40 kilometers, but it could be even more.
Yeah, like 60, 70. With
Here we have strong wind, so but
Yeah.
it was like we didn't sleep here because it was going on for like 3 days, 4 days, and you just go crazy and you want to sleep.
Yeah.
To be able to sleep, like you cannot.
Yeah, so we're very lucky to have a bit of a backup with like to be able to sleep at mom's place when it really gets too much.
Yeah.
But we really love being here, so we don't do that
Yeah,
so
when
much.
when it's not windy, like, and yeah, even when it's -11 this morning outside, it's so beautiful, and we're actually like enjoying it so much. So there's like really pro and cons. Like we don't have the security, but we have so much freedom.
And creativity, and we have so much fun like creating this greenhouse. For example, it's really like you're playing. It's like I have let's say a problem and I want to fix it, and what can I do? What are the resources I have available, and how can I put them in place to make it work? And then you succeed, and wow, it's so satisfying.
So satisfying, and with what you have. So really, actually, this
Yeah.
lifestyle is it really gives
Yeah.
you things that you don't have usually in normal
Yeah.
life, let's say. But it also has a lot of challenges for sure.
And it seems like, especially when you're like us, a bit like beginners, it seems like those challenges, they can take quite some energy. And I'm tempted to say you need to really take it easy and start small, because you have all those extra challenges that you have to learn from because you're a beginner.
Exactly.
So if you start as big as a pro, but you don't have that like experience to deal with those some small things, you're gonna get burnt out because
Disappointed and
you just don't have the energy to take the task of growing the things, of growing the food, and also dealing with all the side issues that you just don't know as a
yeah.
yeah. But we still really want to have a little bit of a skill, you know. We don't want to grow like 5 tomatoes, 3 strawberries. So we want a little bit to expand.
Yeah.
But we're facing those increasing.
Either way, you would face them.
Yeah, but
It's just
when
now
you
you
put
have
a lot of work
pressure.
and you make like 100 meters of strawberries instead of 10 meters,
Yeah.
you use a lot of energy in putting those 100 meters, and while you do those 100 meters, you're thinking,
Oh,
what if I didn't put the right soil? What if I didn't prepare? What if
Yeah.
the weeds? What if the
But I think you have to
watering?
become good at letting go.
It's a big
You
one,
know,
yeah,
like you're gonna always have these challenges in life. I
for
think
sure. Insecurities,
insecurities are coming like
uncertainties.
constantly. Like
Yeah.
whatever you do, even if you just stay in bed, you're gonna have insecurities about yourself. So
Yeah.
I think you need to understand like, okay, what can I do about it? And when it's done, you can just like say, okay, I've done everything. Now I can let go, free my mind of it, and just focus on something else.
Yeah, not getting so attached because
No, it's not our identity,
Yeah.
like being farmers or being growers. It's not what we are. We are like much more than that. We are an infinite being that is constantly evolving and transforming and changing. So, like, we are allowed to change whenever we don't stay like that forever, So,
Yeah.
it would be a bit limiting to just see ourselves as, if we don't produce like that, we're not good enough or we're not capable or something like. It needs also time, patience,
Yeah.
and the growth comes also from that, from those challenges.
For example, the spinaches, like we direct sowed them and then they came up real good, but not all of them. So we have a lot of holes and a lot of empty space where they're not growing.
And
So
those that
now
are
we're like,
growing are amazing.
yeah. So now we're like super excited. Let's start them, and from seed, and then we plant them. We transplant them a bit later. And then I think I start visualizing like, oh, this bed is gonna be full. It's gonna be like full of spinach, so exciting. And then the mice come, they eat it all, and your
It hurts.
illusion just breaks.
Yeah,
And it's like that fantasy that you create in your head that actually makes it the worst.
that's it. Having those expectations, I have that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Is the worst. If I think like nothing is gonna come out of it, and one plant comes out, I'm super happy, But if you imagine like the whole field like green,
Yeah.
But I think the mice are teaching us really a lesson of life, of being able to let go, because you're gonna have like unexpected things constantly, and they're just showing you like, don't be so attached, don't be so attached. We're really starting to insult them. We're so mad. Ay ay ay. Cool. I think
Alright.
that's it.
Yeah, this is the point.
So if you're challenged and struggling with self-doubt, with mice, with whatever you're challenged by, like, you're not alone, and it's gonna pass.
Yep.
It's really gonna pass, and actually the fastest you can let go of it, the fastest it's gonna pass, and you can just focus on the next thing and focus on actually what you want to do.
And there are always solutions, so if you can let go of it, you can be more open to find the solutions. Instead of when you're frustrated and you're holding on to it, then you just like you don't see clearly.
Right.
Out of anger. Alright. So good luck with your challenges. Thank you for listening to ours. And yeah, happy growing.
Cool.